We're on something here. Oh yeah. Hey, what's going on? We out here today. We're gonna do a little fishing video. I'm gonna film primarily from the camera on my head, and we're just gonna. I got two little spots to go to today, and we're gonna try filming some stuff and see what we come up with. I know for a fact we've got bass and we've got like a bluegill, green sunfish kind of deal that I can catch, but I also know that there are a couple of largemouth bass in one of our ponds that are actually kind of a challenge and really fun to catch. So we're just gonna hop on the four-wheeler, ride around the property, and go catch some fish. All right, I haven't ran this four-wheeler in a minute, so I hope that it starts. Look at that. But this first pond is literally like right across from the front door. And it's got plenty of bluegill. Oh, hey, look, the dog. Dog is here. That's Gus. Say hi to Gus, everybody. There's plenty of bluegill and bass in here. I have a feeling we're going to only be here for a little bit of time because we're going to catch something pretty quick. But we're just rocking a little spinning reel with a rooster tail, and that is going to be plenty. Now, I think these are bluegill beds here. You can see all the little fish kind of flying out of them. At least I hope you can. This pond was super full of algae. Oh, look at that. All right, so there's going to be some action in here, y'all, on this rickety old dock. But yeah, let's see. I'm thinking within the first 5 casts we'll get something, if not the first one. Usually my strategy is to just kind of run something along this bank. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. That was cast number 2. I was calling it within 5 casts we were going to see something. Let's see. I like a rooster tail because just about anything will eat it. And all you got to do is throw it out and reel it in. But that was number 3. This is number 4. Uh-oh. Is my pond going to make a liar out of me? All right. This is cast number 5, y'all. Let's see. Man. Well, so much for that. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. But water's a little cloudy. Man, no action on the rooster tail? For real? That's crazy. I have not fished this tank in a minute. But usually, I mean, we're pulling all kind of bluegill and little baby bass out of here. I've got a problem with the bass population. I've got a ton of them, and they're all like 6 inches long. Maybe the turtles are causing a problem. I know that they're not great to have in your pond. I see 2 on the surf. One's a real big one right over there. There was one that just went under over there. There's one over there. Dang, man. Dead. I wanted to come over here first because we were almost guaranteed to catch a couple of little things and I could just have something to show you. What do you think, Gus? It's going to be on the bank. Okay. There we go. Ah, I spat it out. Man, I think that was a bluegill. It's hard to see. This water isn't very clear. Something blew up over there. Hey, what are you barking at? Hey, hey, Gus. Gus. Hey, shut up. All right, so we got a bite. Haven't pulled anything in yet, so we'll keep trying. Oh, we're on something here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fish on. Huh? A largemouth. Okay, that's not bad. That's really not bad for in here. Man, I tell you what, for this pond, that's not bad at all. I've been catching stuff out of here that was like, 2/3 this size. That's a pretty little fish. All right, got a little largemouth off the rooster tail. So things are starting to pick up here. There goes Gus off on an adventure. Well, this might be kind of a boring fishing video. Something just blew up over there, so let me just throw something along the bank. On the other side, let's see what there is. Oh, fish on. Here we go. Let's see, what do we got? There's a little, some kind of bluegill. I think it's actually a green sunfish. But y'all tell me in the comments. It's got the yellow, maybe a hybrid. It's got yellow on its fins and stuff. But it definitely has that blue. And then this ear here. And it's got some stripes. Big fat guy. But I catch these all day out here. Decent sized fish out of this tank. So yeah. There we go. Maybe we'll catch a couple more while we're here. And then I'll move on to my other tank that's got some pretty big bass in it. Let's go back to the bank over here and see what there is. You can see that this dock is in pretty rough shape. So one thing we're going to do on the channel is rebuild her. Maybe when it gets a little cooler, and if it dries up a little bit and the water level goes down, that'll make it a little easier, because I think I'm going to have to sink some piers into the bottom. If the water's shallower, that's a lot easier. Maybe we'll do some turtle eradication as well. The sun is like in the absolute wrong spot for me to be fishing off this dock, because I'm casting a big old shadow on the water. That hasn't stopped us from catching fish. So send it back out that way. You can see, I don't know, I can like just move and you can see how much this dock moves. Maybe you can see it, I don't know. Man, it's blowing up over there, right up on the bank. See if we can catch another one or two over here. It'll blow up over. They're right up in that shallow stuff. There's like a bunch of holes and stuff where the bugs are congregating. And I guess small fish. Maybe they're, I think they might be those bluegill or sunfish. Oops, almost stepped on the dog. I think they're little holes, but you can see these little, well, maybe you can see. I can see little bitty fish and then bugs just kind of all hanging out. Look at this, like right at where the tip of my rod is, up on the surface. There's little bitty, oh, something just went after him there too. You can see kind of where the tip of my rod is, that cloud. Something's up here going after these guys. We're going to try and take advantage of that and catch us something. Okay. immediately. Ooh. Okay. We got a fish on here. Let's see. All right. Okay sized little largemouth bass. About exactly the same as the last one. Yeah, as soon as that hit the water, it took off after it. All right, let me get this hook out of you, buddy. Largemouth. So I guess those little tiny guys that have been in here grown a little bit. I have a feeling we're going to catch a bunch that size if we keep catching fish. Look at all this little schooling fish. Little tiny guys. Alright, we're going to catch one more thing out here and then we'll move on to that other pond. Alright, we're going to try the other side of the dock here. What you think, Gus? Hey! Ooh. Blew up over there. Yeah, look at all the schooling fish right in front of me. It's crazy. A lot of life in this pond. Hope those bass get a little bigger. Going right up against the side here. Oh, fish on. Alright, let's see. Oh, spat it out. Whale. Whale. Excuse me. Oh, right in front of us. I don't know if you were able to see that. Just yanked it out of his mouth. I should have let him take it a little longer. That was a terrible cast. I wonder, since I've been seeing stuff blow up on the top of the water, I don't think I've got one in the little tackle box I have with me. Some little top water something. Might be kind of fun. This is proving effective. Oh, there we go. And did y'all see him? Come get that? Yep. Told you. Getting all these same size bass, but they're, I mean, this is bigger than they were kind of last, or I guess over the summer. They've grown a little bit since the last time I came and fished out here. This one swallowed it too. Hang on, buddy. Oh dang it, my pliers are on the four-wheeler. I'll string them out here and let them just hang out on the pole. Sit tight, buddy. Sit tight. I'm gonna sit in here. Yeah, I do. There we go. All right. Bass is like, what's the deal? What's going on? It's kind of fun to watch him swim in it. All right, hold on, buddy. Hold on. Hold on. Got you back in the gills. Hope y'all can see what I'm seeing. Try to get this out without causing a whole bunch of damage. No, he's not bleeding too bad. There he is. That's fish number 4, bass number 3. I think we're gonna call it over here. We're gonna go for the biggin down at the other tank. All right, we'll see if Gus follows us. I don't know, he might. We're gonna go down the road a little ways. This will also be a good test of the audio for this camera. Our property is split by a road. We've got some down the road and across a little bit. And it's got a good tank that doesn't get fished very much. And it's got a couple of big old fat largemouth bass in it. Close it. Alright, here we go. is kind of low on this guy. And so there's lots of little baby fish just kind of all around the place. I'll rig up a plastic worm and go for some of these big old fat bass. Here, let's see. I've had some good luck on these kind of blue and purple. Just going weightless. We also have some other stuff I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna go weedless first. That's how I'm running it. And what I'll do is kind of give it some jerks, and it'll kind of pop and then float down like that, and kind of fish off the bottom. Yeah, this water level's low. You can see, watch the tip of my pole, some heron or crane or whatever they're called. So what we're gonna do is just throw this guy out there, let it sink. Just kind of keep the line tight. Just give it a pop here. Slack out of the line. Give it a pop. Rest. And the important thing with this, once you do feel like you've got a fish on, you can kind of feel it pulling. Let them take it a little ways, and then set. We're probably going to have less action out here than we did up at that other pond, just because I think there's fewer fish. And in my experience, these bigger bass, you know, a little harder to catch. I'll find some pictures and roll them in of the bass we're going after down here. We're on something here. Let him run to it a little bit too much. Had a little nibble, a little too patient there. I felt it running. I should have set the hook a little earlier, but he could have just had the tail end of it in his mouth. Dang dove. Should have brought the shotgun. It is dove season right now. Actually, I'm filming a video trying to get some dove with Grandpa's old shotgun. So that'll be coming out at some point. Is it a fish? No, yes, we got a fish and a stick. I saw that stick come up out of the water on my line. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I've got tons of little bass this size. They're so small. I got tons of them. So I probably ought to just cull them out of here. Oops, sorry, little guy. Go the other way. That was a terrible toss. He kind of slipped out of my hand there at the end. But yeah, so we're trying to catch his big brother. But I have a feeling we're going to wind up with a couple of those before we get hooked on to something. It's a beautiful morning this morning. Alright, we're going to go out in the middle here. Some of the deeper water. What's out there? Just let it fall. As it starts to sink, the line on top of the water starts getting shorter and shorter. And you can kind of tell when your line is the right tension. When you make these little snappy movements, you can feel it, that bait, you know, it's sitting still and you jerk it, you can feel that jerk on it. It's got too much slack. All that jerk is doing is pulling slack out of the line. So kind of keeping that line tight. Give it a couple seconds to fall back down. Give it a little pop. Let it fall. At least that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've caught big fish on. So we'll see. All right, this is hot. I think I'm gonna give it a few more casts, and then run and grab some water. Come back. Not a whole lot of attention today with the old plastic worm, Cinco, whatever it's called. One little bass out of this pond. Something blew up over there. I feel like I've been saying that a lot today. Might look and see if there's a top water in that little tackle box I brought. We're back. Got some water. Grabbed a hat because I realized if I wear this camera on my head with this strap thing, I'm going to get a tan line. Because if you don't know, I am bald. And so I have to be careful about covering my head. I'm going to throw this frog on here. See what we can do with him. I've seen people trim off the stuff on these little fringe pieces. Is that what you're supposed to do with frogs? I don't know. Speaking of, I'd like to do some frog gigging. I just don't know if we have many bullfrogs down here. I haven't really been down here at night, so I couldn't tell you. I don't hear them, groaning. So no, let's see what we can do with this froggy. But I have seen some stuff kind of blow up in the shallow water while these little spawning bait fish are at. Comment in the comments. How's my frog technique? I'm pretty sure it sucks. Is this just a crappy frog too? I don't know. I've got another one, but he's huge. I don't know. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm showing you there. Try a little minnow looking paddle tail. Trying a couple of different strategies going after fat bass in this tank. We shall see. Alright, I was looking back on some video just of the last few minutes. I don't think my angle was very good, so hopefully I've corrected that and y'all can see what I'm doing. Throw out this little paddle tail and see what, if anything finds it interesting. You kind of give it some jerks and stuff, make it look like an injured fish or something. Oh, no way. Sick. Oh, that's a decent little fish. Okay. So this is what I was talking about in here. This is not the biggest I've caught, and I actually foul hooked him. Oh, I'm bleeding. Can y'all see that? I hope you can. I actually foul hooked him on the outside of the mouth, so maybe he swiped at it. Ooh. Alright, cool. I'll wash this blood off. And this super clean tank water. Alright. That's a decent sized little largemouth there. Maybe 11 or 12 inches. Not the biggest I've caught out of here, but that's a decent size. Go on the little, I think these are called shad. Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of the worst fisherman. I don't know what anything's called or what the right strategies for this is, but I think it's called a shad. That was a pretty good sized bass out of this tank. Alright, I'm glad there was something for y'all to see. I was getting kind of nervous there. Just kind of varying my retrieval here, my speed. I'm letting the fish sink a little, like maybe it's curious or injured or. Alright, so we're successful fishing today. We've caught a few things. See if we'll catch a little something else before my time runs out. I'm trying to think about this as like, you ever watched fish swim around? Like, you know, they don't just go at a straight line at a regular speed. They kind of look, stop and look and turn, and they swim off. And so that's what I'm thinking about while I'm bringing this fish-shaped lure in. It's like, I don't just want them to swim straight in a straight line. Maybe change my angle a little bit. Stop, start. Now he is gonna sink when I stop, so I don't want to like pause too long. And just kind of vary his angle of retrieve here. I can feel the paddle tail whipping back and forth as I reel him in. So I don't know. Is that a good strategy? Let me know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm glad we caught something on camera today. That's pretty awesome. And I gotta go grab lunch for the wifey at work. And I gotta go to work. We're on. The bass are liking this shad. Little guy, little tiny guy. How many of these size fish do you eat, guy? So anyway, let's try throw it out a couple more times, see what we can come across. Keep pulling it along this bank here. Oh no, that's a stick. Felt like a monster, but that's a stick. Come over here. I was gonna say, what are the odds hooking up one after the other there? Do I have something? I sure do. Look at that, guys. Another small bass. I didn't even feel him strike that one. I just kind of felt like I was getting kind of heavy pulling in. Probably my drag set a little too high. Come on. All right, another little largemouth bass. They're out here. We're finding them. Still not the biggest one I've caught. That was a pretty good size one earlier. Not the biggest that I've caught out of here, but we'll come out fishing again and see if I can't come across them again. Cool. This is the first time I've caught stuff on this little shad lure. I think it kind of sort of resembles some of the minnows and stuff that live in here. See if we can hook up one more time and then we'll call it a day. Come on, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy. Ooh, scared that bird over there. Drag this guy right along the bank here and see what I can come up with. All right. Don't try to catch one more. I would only have about 5 more minutes left before I gotta run. See what we can catch. We'll just keep throwing it out there. It's cool to have success on this lure I've never really fished before. Well, I've fished it before, but I've never really had any success with it. So it's cool to catch a few things on it. Know that it's a viable option out here. But I tell you what, I've caught the big fat bass on those plastic worms. Rigged up, and I think it's called a Texas rig. I'm gonna have to check on that. Two minutes. Heard the cow over there. Oh, felt something, but might have just been dragging across the bottom. Alright, this is going to be the last cast. I'm calling it. But it's been a good time fishing out here. Caught some fish. So, even though they were little guys, we had some success. Alright, well, did some fishing, did some catching. It was a good time out here today. I'll be releasing, hopefully soon, the dove hunting video, and then I've got another one where we did some fixing up around the shooting range. Be looking out for those videos. Trying really hard to get some content out on a sort of regular basis. So I'm trying out this new little cheap action camera. So I'm glad we caught some fish today on it. But yeah, until next time, we out here.